hard to believe, but it's already time for the next round of HB90. So I have printed out the pages, and I went with the stock of paper that was just a little bit heavier than the last one, because I kept thinking that if it was thicker paper, then it wouldn't leak through whenever I wrote on it. Like I could use maybe a marker or something, but judging by the way this looks right now, I don't think it's true, because I can see it better. I can still see the page behind this. I can see what's printed on the other side. So I'm thinking I was wrong about that. So HB90, for those who don't know, is a productivity course that is put out there by Sarra Cannon. Sarra Cannon has a Facebook group and a YouTube channel that is Heart Breathings, and I will put a link to those down below if you wanted to check them out, because they have a lot of really great resources there as well. But she also has this course. She has another course that is about self-publishing, which is Publish and Thrive, and this one is for the HB90 system. I'm going to go ahead real quick and put some holes in these. You know, I thought about getting a new 3-ring hole puncher, but they're just too expensive. They're not really in my budget, so, and I don't know if this is gonna work very well. Oh, it's not. See, since the paper's thicker, I can't use quite as many sheets anymore. All right, let's cut that in half. Now it's going to be 3 per. This is ridiculous. I need to get a new 3-hole punch. They're not that expensive. I think I must have. Yeah, and HB90 offers a lot. And I'm pretty sure she has re-recorded it again. This last year, she has re-recorded the Publish and Thrive. And now I believe she has re-recorded HB90 system as well. It's actually HB90 Bootcamp, is what she calls it. Okay, that's too many. HB90 Bootcamp. This is the binder I have it in. And I have stuff. It looks like I started over this last quarter. I started over fresh. I got rid of everything that was in here before, and I kept in here the 3rd quarter. Okay, so HB90, it is a system that is going to help you improve your productivity. It will help you create a plan to know where you're going, how you're going to spend your time, basically. It helps you to decide your goals, your ultimate goals. It can be for any time period that you want, but technically quarterly, so every 3 months. So this next one is coming up in October. October, November, December is the last quarter, so it'll be the 4th quarter of 2023. Okay, so Sarra Cannon's HB90 system always comes with pre-course homework. So she wants you to go through She wants you to read this stuff, and then she wants you to answer just a few questions. I believe at the time that I was starting this last quarter, I was just about to start a new job. And so let's see. What do I want most out of my career? I want to earn money doing what I enjoy. And also I want to inspire people and write a series that a lot of people will enjoy. Well, I'm a little repetitive in that, aren't I? See, I think at the time that I was working out this little worksheet here, I thought I didn't have a job yet. And I was about to start one, but I didn't know how much time it would take up. And now I know that after going to work from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night, normal banking hours, right? So I don't feel like I have a lot of energy when I get home. I mean, I enjoy what I do. I like working there, and the people are really cool. And I'm basically working with two people in a back room of, an office space type thing. And I don't know. I feel like it's okay now, but in time, it's going to feel soul crushing again, like the other job did. Because I'm going to be working for somebody else, not myself, and then I'm going to feel like a failure, which I shouldn't, because, everybody has certain steps that they need to take. And I feel like whenever I moved back home, I wanted to do everything differently. I wanted to try to become something more than I was before. I went to others for help. I went to others to walk with me on this path, and that was the wrong thing to have done. I should not have done that. I should have jumped out on my own, and I could have done photography or the writing thing. I could have completed a whole book and had it published by now. I could have started my own photography business, and I didn't do that either. I'm working on 2 different projects tonight. It's Wednesday night, just past 11 o'clock. I should be going to sleep. Instead, I'm going to be working on my HB90 Bootcamp checklist, and I'm going to be working on the Ideal Life workbook. And she just asks you to close your eyes and think about your dream life. If you could do anything, be anything, if money didn't matter, and if time didn't matter, if you could do anything, what would it be? What would your day look like? This system, it truly helps you to dig deep down and try to figure out what you're really wanting out of life, which is something that until I started this course, I had no idea. I mean, you always have these lame ideas of what you want to do with your life, right? So you go on that path for a long time. You start relationships, you have children, your bills start piling up, you buy cars, you buy homes, you buy, security. So it's just, there's a lot of stuff that holds you back from being the person that you want to be, the ideal person that you have of yourself in your head. And that's what I'm trying to get back to. It seems like a very far-fetched thing, but HB90 has tapped into my creativity side, and it has tempted me, and it has given me hope that, there is something I can do about it. I think about all these things that I want to do, and I have like 10 things on my plate and only have time for like 1 or 2, and I try to do a little bit from each of them, and it gets me nowhere. My days consist of trying to do things, and then I just give up on everything and just sit on the couch and wonder what the hell happened to the day. I think I need to narrow it down, figure out what I want. I know I want to write the book. I've been working on that. I've been doing live streams so I can do some writing sprints, and if anybody needs to do writing sprints, I do them every Saturday afternoon now. And then the HB90 group, there's a Facebook group of HB90, or there's a Facebook group called Heart Breathings, which is what HB stands for in HB90, Heart Breathings. And it's a great group to join. They actually have a YouTube channel as well. It's led by Sarra Cannon. She's written a whole bunch of books, and she's a self-publisher way back before it was popular. She's been doing it for over 10 years, so she knows what she's talking about. She's had a lot of experience with it the past, 12 years or something like that. So HB90 is the really great system. The next round is going to be starting soon. So the kickoff call for HB90 is on Sunday, which is September 10th. If you're interested in looking into the HB90 system, I'll put a link down below. You can check it out. It is an affiliate link, just so you know. So I'm going to stop procrastinating now because this is like taking up a lot of time. Answer the following questions as openly and honestly as possible. You don't have to share these with anyone. No one is judging your answers. This is just for you. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot whenever I do these, and because my goals, they rarely change. Until I get something finished, my goals are not going to change. So I think that what I want most out of my career is to do something or create something that changes someone's life for the better, I hope. That should just be, an automatic. Okay. If I were to define my own success, what would that look like? Well, so even though I have not written a completely full book, I haven't published anything, I have a small channel. My channel does not even have over 100 subscribers. None of those things makes a difference in how I feel about myself. It's not going to change. If it improves, that's great, but it's not going to make me feel any different about success. I feel like in my life, the way I've been raised and the way that I've lived it so far throughout my life, I feel like I've done a pretty good job. I feel successful. Mentally, emotionally, I am in a very good place. I live in a place where I feel safe, have enough money to be able to do things to make my life more comfortable and to make my parents' life more comfortable, because they're still hanging around and they live in a house that is literally falling apart under their feet. And I don't have enough money to help them with that. And even if I offered them, they probably wouldn't accept it. But someday I'd like to be able to help them move into a different place. A place that would be, well, the house that they're in right now, they've lived there for 50 years. And I really couldn't see them living anywhere else, but the place really needs a lot of work. It's terrible. So, yeah, that would be the one thing I'd really like to do, is to help them move into a more comfortable place. Because they're getting older now. They can't get around as easily as they used to. And even things like taking a shower or going to the bathroom, I know it's like grossing you out probably right now, but when you get older like that, things like that are not as easy as they used to be. So I feel like if they had a house that, had the more comfortable setups for them, that it would make it easier for them. I've been watching a lot of other YouTube channels lately, and there's a couple that I watch a lot of because they fascinate me to no end. One of them is Cecilia Bombdell. I'm so not going to say her name right. I'll put it on the screen. but she lives in Svalbard, which is the northernmost city. So it's like really, really far up there. But anyway, this is a place where, you know, during the winter, they have polar nights, and during the summer, they have polar days. So they have like straight, you know, no sun for a long, long time, and then nothing but sun for a long, long time. So it's like really difficult. And she seems to go through it pretty well, but I wonder how I would do in a climate like that. And it seems really difficult, and I don't know how she does it, but it's just really fascinating to me. And then something else that they have in the winter, they have the aurora borealis, so the northern lights. They have those in the winter time, whenever it's really, really cold. And there's another channel that is very similar to that, only it's a lot more tranquil. It's Yona Jensen. I'm probably not saying her name correctly either, but I'm going to put her name on the screen as well. And she lives in Sweden, and she has the same thing. She has the polar nights and the polar days, but they don't last quite as long as the other ones do. That would be really cool to visit a place that had something like that. And I think I'd probably want to visit it, you know, when the sun barely makes it over the horizon and it looks like it's sunset all day long. Could you even imagine that? That's like the photographer's dream. So that would be really cool. And not to mention the fact that they've got, you know, all these really large mountains everywhere you go. And I think Yona has a lot of like really beautiful trees and landscape. And she goes ice bathing during the winter, which is kind of like the polar dip here in the US. But okay, I'm totally getting off track again. So pay my bills, have enough money to travel, and just to tie it up with a nice little bow, I guess I'll say I definitely need more contacts. Because if I want to be an author tuber and, you know, an author, I would need to meet more people that do things like me. So I feel like if I found a writers group around here, just to find some local authors that do want to do the same thing that I'm doing, that would be really cool to meet people like that. It's 11:33 p.m. on a Wednesday night. I have to be to work tomorrow, but I'm staying up late because I need to get this done. So I still need to add one more thing on here. I'm just gonna put meet more connections. I guess I should say it would be networking. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you had value out of the video, please click on like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing.